All right, listen, I wanted to put this out here because I know a lot of people have been talking about mobility training lately. I know a lot of influencers are talking about how to do animal flow, mobility training, kin stretch, all these things that are really good for your muscles and really good for your joints or whatnot. However, I do want to put this out there. I know a lot of people are interested in learning how to be more mobile, how to be more flexible, how they can improve the way they perform. The thing is that a lot of these things that we're learning are not exactly things that are going to be beneficial for you down the road. You see, the issue is with mobility training is that you want to actually train your fascia to do the things that you want it to do. A lot of times what you're going to see on, different area with different things that people are trying to train you for, you're going to see that a lot of people are trying to train you to have lax joints, lax fascia. In other words, you can compare this to a boat, all right? Or whatever has sails. I don't know if it's a boat or a ship. Hey, Jerry, this is a boat. And this is a ship. It's okay. But anyways, think about this. When you have a boat or you have sails, those sails are like your fascia. All right. So if your fascia is too loose, you're not going to be able to gather enough wind to go where you want to go. Conversely, if your fascia is too tight, well, then those sails are most likely going to rip when any force is going through them. So yes, you can think of your fascia like sails. If you're, like I said, if your fascia is too loose, if you're training your fascia just to be loose and lax or whatnot, it's going to be hard to recruit the proper fascia so that you can execute the movements you want to do. And of course, as I said, if your fascia is too tight, then anytime you try to move your fascia or you try to move your body, you run the risk of pulling something or tearing something. So listen, the easiest thing to think about and how we move is to think about the fact that the way the body moves is in a rotation. We essentially, every movement that we do is essentially a rotation of a joint. So what you want to do is train your body so that you can essentially rotate, right? So whether it's rotating your shoulder, rotating your hips, rotating your ankles, rotating your neck, whatever it is, you want to be able to optimize that rotation. If you have any things where you're like, feeling like a little hitch or whatnot, that is something in your rotation. And doing anything in a linear fashion is not necessarily going to help you get that rotation working the way you want it to work. So to sum this up here, the issue for a lot of people is that we have mobility issues, right? Including myself as a former athlete. You have pick up some bad habits and then you realize you have mobility issues. So to correct those mobility issues, you don't want to do something that your body is not naturally doing. You don't want to do these linear movements, these up and down, side to side, A to B movements to help you improve your mobility. What you want to do is you want to train your body in the way that it moves. Mobility training. So that is one thing I just want you to consider today when it comes to your mobility training is not necessarily how fancy, how cool does this particular movement look, but how does this movement serve me? How is this movement going to help me do the things that I want to do in everyday life or the things that you desire to do that you haven't done yet? So I really do appreciate you watching this. I hope that it brought you value. If it did bring you value, feel free to click that like button. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. All right, thanks so much for watching. And of course, keep good company.
That's awesome!